Hi guys, just thought I'd do another video. In my last video I showed you about an error I had on my PS3, which is down there. Last video I took, it was upstairs. I brought it down the stairs just for the purpose of this video. As you can see, that's my PS3 up and running again. It's got a game in it, so just to show you that it's working. What I did was I just basically went ahead and did the fix, just so I didn't have to record all the trial and error. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to actually show you how to fix your PS3. So if you just bear with me. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to jack the game. My PS3 is now running version 4.87. So I'm just going to show you how I fixed that fix on my last video. As you go back and you see my last video, you can see the problem I had. And I can imagine that this fix is going to work with any of the update download errors. I'll just go ahead and turn my PS3 off, and I'm just going to unplug it. Let's take that out. Right then, so first of all, what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to power your PS3 off, just unplug it. We'll take the hard disk out, which is here. Dead simple thing to do. It's basically around the back of your PS3, you've got this little flap. And all you do is you pull that flap out. Behind that flap you'll have that little screw. Just unscrew it. That just holds the hard drive in place. Then you will have this cover, which obviously just slides in and slides out. So there it is, slide in. So undo the clip, undo the screw, unclip that, just push it up, pull it off. That then exposes the hard disk. Go ahead, pull the flap down and remove the hard disk. Just a point of note, I'm actually just going to format this particular hard disk, so I'm just going to roll a scenario is that I've still got the problem, even though I've fixed it, but I'm just going to show you how to do it. If you are doing what other people do and you're swapping the hard disk out, you would then undo these screws, unclip the disk, and re-screw a new disk in place. Just for the purpose of the video, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you what happens if I plug the PS3 back on at the minute in time. So if I was to plug the PS3 back in and turn it on, which I've just done, and we'll have a look at the screen. Sorry, there's a light coming through the window. It just takes a minute. Usually it should come up with a message pretty much saying that there's no actual operating system there. Just going to close this curtain over. There, it took a minute, but there, that's what it's going to say. So that's obviously just proof that I've taken the hard disk out. Cannot start, the appropriate system storage was not found. So that suggests to me that there is actually a basic operating system on the PS3 anyway, which is what we're going to build on. So that's just proof that I've taken the hard disk out and there's no functioning feature on there. So I'm going to go ahead and just turn that back off. Just like that. Unplug it again. So next thing I need to do is basically, I've got my hard disk here. What I did was I bought this cable from eBay. Basically it is a SATA to USB cable. If you've obviously bought a new hard drive, you can kind of skip this little bit. But what I was going to do is I was going to reuse the same hard drive. So I'm in the UK. So that cost me about £6, between £6 and £7 off eBay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and go on the internet And one of the first things you're going to need to do is you're going to need a little flash drive. I've actually already got the update already on the flash drive, but for the purpose of the video, all you need to do is just go into a Google search. As you can see, it's already highlighted at the top. I've put PS3 update download UK, because if you do put in PS3 download, there is the American side there, the US side, as you can see there, English US. Not like it would really make a difference. I don't know if it make a difference or not, but I want to make sure that I get the right one, and I am in the UK, so I'll just type in UK, and as you can see, there's PlayStationsite.com English GB for Great Britain, and I'll click on that, and if I go at the bottom of the page, you can see there, country, region, United Kingdom. Obviously on the US side it would have United States, or obviously other corresponding sites if you were in Australia or anything like that. So the latest update there is 4.87. That's the one that caused me the problem in the last video when I downloaded it via Wi-Fi. So all you need to do is just go ahead and download the PS3 update. That's that. It's a pub file. You would just download that. Once that's downloaded, wait, come on. Let's see, I've already got the update already on my pen drive already. And you can go to I'm just going to close it because like I say, I've already got it on. So you would have that on your download folder, and you would need to drag it over to your stick. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to plug my stick in, and that should pick up. That's there. And what you're going to do is, I've already done it, is basically you're going to create a file, PS3, like that. Make sure it's all caps. Within that PS3 file, as you can see, I've already got one called save data. That's actually got a game save on it. You need another file, update, same again, all caps, and if I click on that, as you can see, I've already got the update already in there. But if you've just created the file, that would be empty, so you need to go to your downloads and then literally just drag that into that update file within the PS3 file. Simple enough. So I'm going to go ahead and close that, and I'm going to eject the hardware. So if I go to there and I eject it, it's safe to move. I'm using Windows 10, by the way. Might be slightly different with different versions of Windows and how to safely remove your hardware. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to click this together. So I'm just going to put my phone down for a second. And basically I've got that plugged in there. I'm going to go ahead and plug that into my PC. As you can hear, that's actually picked up. And you see the light is on, so that's running. Because the hard disk is in a PlayStation 3 format, Windows doesn't actually pick it up. It recognizes that there's a disk there, but it can't read it, which is a bit of a shame, because when I had the glitch, I wanted to drag some of the save data off my hard disk onto the USB stick, but obviously I wasn't able to do that because Windows doesn't recognize the format. Might be different if you have a PS3 emulator or something on your PC, that might work. I don't know, but for me personally, I just lose my data. Thought is, before you update anything, before you have this issue that I had, if you keep like your saves and stuff just backed up onto a pen drive or onto online storage, at least then if you do have to do this in the future, you've got access to all your files that you're going to have to delete. So what I'm going to do, like I say, I'm using Windows 10, so I'm just going to go into this little search bit at the bottom there. I'm just going to type in, if it lets me, there we go. I've actually already got it highlighted, but if not, just type in fdisk, but old school. Now there, come up the top there. Create and format hard disk partitions. So I'm going to go ahead and highlight that. Sorry if the camera is a bit shaky, sometimes it's hard to concentrate on two things at once. I'm not very good at multitasking. It's already picked up with this one, MBR master boot record. I'm just going to go ahead and go OK with that. So it's named it this one, here it's here, that's actually my ps3 hard disk. So I'm just going to highlight it with a left click, then I'm going to right click, and I'm going to go new simple volume. Right, just a rule of thumb, your pen drive itself out there, if you're using that, if you're having to put an update on, make sure that that's formatted as FAT32. Which I thought might be the same for the hard disk, but it is slightly different. I'm just going to leave all the volumes all the same. I'm going to go to next. I'm just going to let it go ahead and do that. This doesn't give me a FAT32 option, probably because of the size of the file, but what it does give me, it gives me the option of exFAT. So I'm going to go ahead and click on exFAT. Just a quick format, that's all it needs. Go to next, finish. There you go. Now that's popped up as a Windows recognized file, and as you can see, it's completely empty. So I'm just going to close that, and I'm going to safely remove the hardware again. There you go, it's safe to remove. So I'm going to unclip it and remove it from that cable. Let's say £6 or £7 off eBay in the UK. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to actually pop this hard disk back into the ps3, and just as proof I'll boot it up, and it should still not recognize it, so I'm just going to click that in. For the purpose of the video, I'm not going to bother putting the cover back on just as yet, so I always want to make sure that everything works first. So plug it in, turn it on, and basically if we wait a minute, it should recognize that there's nothing on it, just to prove to you that the hard drive actually is formatted and wiped. There you go. Alright, it's telling me to connect the controller and then press the PS button. So recognize that the storage there, and if I do start and select, it's going to recognize that there's nothing there because I haven't plugged the USB stick in there. So you'll get that message. Okay, so if I turn that back off, so that's just proved to you that I have actually wiped the hard drive. So if I use my stick now, which I showed you has actually the update on, and what you want to do is you want to plug this directly. You've got the two USB slots, so I've got the controller in USB 2. So what you want to do is you want to put the stick in USB 1, pop your controller into USB 2, and this time you don't need to go into safe mode or anything like that, just to let you know. I know you can do the button press and you can go into safe mode. You don't need to do any of that. You literally just turn it on, and this time, instead of getting that error message, you will get a prompt to install the software. So I'm getting that screen there to connect the PlayStation controller with a USB. So I've got that screen there now. As you can see, the controller I have actually got the official controller. This is just a knockoff version. which is wired anyway, but it doesn't make a difference, it still works. So I'm just going to go ahead and do what the screen prompt says, and I'm going to press the PS button, which I've done there. I'll get the same screen back again. And it tells me that I need to hit start and select at the same time, so I'll go ahead and do that. So you've got your two buttons, start and select, press them, and then you'll get the next screen. Might be easier for you if I sit on a different seat. So it's just going to check. It's just checking through the whole system, and it'll pick up that there's an update on the USB stick, and it should go ahead and load that onto the hard disk and get the PS3 up and running again. Like I said before, an idea might be every now and again just back up all your data onto online storage or onto a USB stick, just in case you get the same issue again. As you can see by the screen there, it says to hold start and select for at the same time for at least 5 seconds. So what you want to do is you want to go ahead and hold them two and keep them pressed down. Keep them there until the screen changes. There you go, screen's changed. I can let go of the buttons now. Now, as you can remember on my last video was, it was getting to 30% and it was just bombing out. This time though, because I've got a tried and tested update on the USB stick, I should have absolutely no issues at all. And I should have this PS3 up and running soon enough. Like I said before, I think this would work, well, it should work for any of the errors. And as you can see there, it's now going to format that hard disk from the extra fat that I did with the computer to the PlayStation format. So I'll just pause the video for a second there, just till it gets to the end. Just let that format. Cool, so that's now at 100%. That actually took a little while to do, but nevertheless, it's got there in the end. Probably is a bit like this video when I'm finished with it. And that's the PS3 restarting. I say again, it just takes a couple of minutes. There, see when it says there, it says use wireless controller. It actually doesn't actually make a difference. I'm just going to go ahead and use this controller anyway, and I'm going to go ahead and press the PS button, and now it's checking for update data. It should pick off the USB stick. This will start updating, and when it gets to about 50-60%, it then just flies straight in. It's definitely thinking about it. Oh, yep, there you go, there you go. So you just want to go ahead and accept the agreement, and it's going to tell you not to turn the PS3 off, and that the PS3 might obviously restart when it's ready. And it's got on the bottom there, press the X button. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to press the X button, and I'm just going to let that update, rebuild the database itself and update. So last time, my last video, this got to 30%, but what happened was I actually downloaded the update via Wi-Fi. My PS3 is actually upstairs, my router is actually downstairs, and somewhere along the way it's downloaded the update. The update's become corrupted. The systems then went to try and install it, and then not being able to do it. So the best way to obviously update is either via a USB stick, or if you've got Ethernet, just plug the PS3 directly into there, or move your PS3 closer to the router. But if you do experience any of these problems, then you know that all is not lost. You can actually recover from it, but you just need to be prepared that you might lose some of your files. But if you're on a regular basis, if you're backing your files up, then you should be able to just re-download them or have them stored on a separate storage device. Wow, this video is already at 20 minutes. I do apologise, people. I just kind of wanted to show you from kind of start to finish. So that's where it stuck last time. That's where it stuck. See, it's past the 30% mark. And when this gets to around about 50 to 60%, it should then just zip straight in. If you haven't got internet for some reason, I mean, you could possibly try and update it from a disk. Most games do have updates on the disk for people who don't have internet connection. However, I did try that with one of my games and it didn't work. That's because it was looking for an update that was 4.87 or higher. 4.87 being the latest update, so I wasn't able to do that. So that's the PS3 restarting now, and I should get the prompt as if you've just booted up the PS3 for the first time, which is kind of along the lines of date, time, etc. Oh, there we go. Lovely little screen. Connect the controller using a USB cable and then press the PS button. So I'll press the PS button now. I'm going to highlight that one because English and I am in the United Kingdom. So I'm going to push along. I am using HDMI, so I'm just going to press X for enter. It's going to change the screen resolution to 1080, so I'm going to go ahead and click yes. I'm GMT London, so yes, I'm going to click that, and I'm going to adjust the date. So I'm going to click X on that and then adjust the date. Obviously, if you are in different countries, you might have to do month then day, because we're in the United Kingdom, we go day then month. So today is the 12th. And it is April, and the year is 2021. The time is 10:15 in the morning. So I'm just going to go ahead and do that. User, yeah, that's fine. And there's my settings. I'm going to go ahead and press enter. The next bit, it's going to prompt me to set up my internet connection. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to do that later. So I'm just going to cancel that because I can go into the settings and set up the Wi-Fi after. Obviously, I'm not going to show on YouTube my router settings. So I'm just going to go ahead and cancel that, and I can go back into that later. So I'm just going to hit yes, and there you go. Your PS3 is now officially back up and running. If you have got any game saves and stuff like that backed up on your stick or in the cloud or anything, you can literally then just go to the where they are, and obviously just copy them back onto your ps3. Game data utility, no, there's nothing there. Save data utility ps3. I've got nothing in online storage, but I have got one game save on the stick. So literally, the process would be just to highlight it, go to your options where it says options, and you can literally just copy it, and then that'll copy across to your ps3, and you can do that for all your saves. That's simple. So if I come back out of that, I could probably put the cover back on that now, because that's all up and running again. There you go, that's in, and I'll pop a screw in a bit, and just to show you that it is all up and running, I'll pop a game in. If it wants to come out. Sorry guys if this video is a little bit long-winded. I just basically want to kind of show you more start to finish of how I resolved the problem, and as you can see, there you go, the game's actually booting up, showing you that it does work. For some reason for the first game install it kind of takes a minute, but it does come up. Let me take the USB stick out. This doesn't seem to be spinning. I'm just going to go ahead and eject that just for a second. I'm just going to restart the PS3. Alright, so now it's off. What I'll do is I'll remove the thumb drive and I'll pop the controller back into one and I'll turn it back on. Let's see what happens. Hopefully that should boot up. There you go. There you go. I know last time I did this it did take a minute when I put the disc in. I don't know what reason that is, but now I've reset it, I've took the thumb drive out. We'll try again with that disc, I think. I mean, the game definitely works because it was the game I showed you at the beginning of the video. So let's see what happens now. Oh, there you go. And here it's reading it. There you go. This time, there you go. don't know if like last time I had to just restart it there. I think it might have had something to do with having the thumb drive in, because the thumb drive still got the update on. So maybe it was conflicting. But there you go. And if I click on Final Fantasy X, hopefully that game should just boot up. There you go, loading. So it's definitely booting up. I know the video has been a little bit long-winded, but I hope this has rectified your problem. It definitely did mine, and I just thought I'd share it to you. So thanks for watching, and goodbye.